Nobunagun this week was actually rather reminiscent of its first episode. It was very reminiscent, and they do honestly kind of say that a lot in this episode, or at least like they do say it like at a point in this episode of like they do honestly kind of say it a little bit in this episode with Seo and Asao, of them calling back to like after the second episode when Asao was in the hospital and, you know, Seo went to go and see her. It's kind of like a flip side of this now. However, going back from, the first part of this episode, they do kind of do a nice little callback talking about like giving us like the whole rundown of what happened and giving all of the information, and also them pretty much saying that like in order for them to beat this big ass battleship that actually kicked their asses last time, they only have the first and second platoons to kind of like to honestly go up against it, and that's all they have. They also go into detail about the information in which that Galileo, she risked her fucking eye for. So hey, hopefully Vidic, he possibly appreciates that, even though he is kind of being an asshole about how she's in the hospital and shit, even though, you know, this is war. You know, these are kind of the only people who that you necessarily know. So honestly, you got to be a little bit more lenient on that. However, most of this episode, it is kind of just like a gigantic reverse of of the second episode, in which that you know, Seo, she is actually kind of like, you know, being actually super friendly with Sao. They kind of like catch up, do all their things, and honestly, Seo tells Sao all about her crew and all that, and Sao kind of like deducts that she actually has a thing for Adam, aka Jack the Ripper, because she talks about him a lot. A lot to the point, in which that every time, she says something about it, she like blushes up and gets all red and shit. However, going into like some of this better stuff, you know, we learned that Sao, she's actually planning on becoming a nurse. Honestly, you know, talking about how much she admires her friend and everything. And then that's when they get attacked by one of the alien creatures, and, you know, they got to call in for, like, Seo, she calls in for some reinforcements, and honestly, the butler dude, I keep forgetting his goddamn name, but he goes in and he hits the first monster with his car, trying to stop it, and as the monster goes... and as that doesn't do anything, the monster goes over and tries to attack Sao, who's actually trying to use herself as bait, so that the evolutionary monster doesn't the monster doesn't go over and attack Seo. However, Seo, she does something which honestly I believe is turning into like a thing, or possibly it could spark into like some E-gene powers, in which that with her using the power of with her calling out to Nobunaga, she actually kind of like charges energy into her finger and basically shoots this fucking spirit gun bullet, and then like and kills the fucking monster. And as more of them are pouring in, Jack comes down, kills all the monsters, and saves them, you know. And this episode kind of ends with them having like a somber moment, and or at least like, you know, Seo and Asao, them both having like a good friend moment, and then Asao leaving, and then Jack is like, yeah, I have to tell you something, possibly speaking more upon the operation, because possibly talking way more about Galileo's condition, because honestly, there is a risk that she won't necessarily be in the battle anymore, or possibly this could be a talk about what happened earlier in the episode when Jack was talking about how that Seo was possibly the only person to realize that the monster was actually going on a decoy, or possibly the monster was using itself as a decoy to then attack the ship. And possibly she was the only one who actually caught up on that. Even though, honestly, if you really think about it, it is a strategic thing to not shoot all of your bigger pieces forward. You have to slowly move them back and everything, you know, stuff like that. But that's kind of what I gotta. But that's what I gotta say about that. What do you guys think about this? This episode was actually it was fun, it was lax, and it did keep the tension going a little bit. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. What do you guys think about it? Please tell me that in the comment section. I'll see you guys on the next John Graves Show. I'm out.